Good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been nearly a year since FC Motown last stepped onto the field in NPSL action right here at Rangers Stadium at the beautiful Drew University. And here in 2026, the summer of soccer, the Celtics are back, and they are going 2022 national title winners, 2024 and 2018 runner-ups. FC Motown, one of the best clubs at this level. But today, they face a team that is as sweet as they come. Hershey Soccer Club in town in these really nice orange kits. Meanwhile, Motown donning these new blue jerseys with the 1776 signage on the front. Pretty fitting. America's 250th anniversary. Motown rocking these beautiful uniforms as they are moving and grooving down the left wing. Here's João Silva on the ball. He is so of the day as Silva goes down. This is a guy who is really popular on Instagram. He's got thousands and thousands of followers for his real nice skills. And here's Silva, and excuse me, that actually is Melvin Pierre-Louis. I have my influence messed up. His ball is placed into the back post. A nice diving save there from Hershey. Punched away. Motown looked to reset. On the flip side of things, this is a Hershey team that were not up to their typical standard, you could say, last season. They didn't pick up a single win in NPSL action. They were playing in the Keystone West as the ball is slipped in behind Motown running onto it. A nice stop there from Hershey. And they'll look to play out of the back. They're going to go direct. Zachary Perez, the longtime Motown man, his sixth season with the club, there to intervene. But the Hershey last year, 4 goals scored, 58 goals allowed. It's a bit of a new-look team this year. They also have a lot of guys returning, some real crafty players, as you see Boiling Shirk right there showing off his skill moves with a nice little croqueta in the middle of the park. They have a tough test in Game 1 as they go up against a Motown team that is potent. Now, Bo Shirk, he's from Hershey, plays his college ball at Shippensburg. He's wearing the captain's armband. Again, that's number 11 in orange, someone just to keep an eye out for. He attended Penn State Harrisburg in his first year of college soccer. Some really nice moves here from Motown, moving down left side of the pitch. Ball placed in behind for Gomez, the ex-pro. Unable to convert, however, promising so far. Odrago gives it up to Ethan Hagen. Hagen plays the ball out wide. Now into the box. Gomez is there! 4 minutes in. It's Julian Gomez, the ex-professional, to make this game 1-0 FC Motown. Quite fitting. It's just about at the 4-minute mark on the first official 4K broadcast here on New Logical Sports. It's Julian Gomez, and he is a guy who is as talented as they come in this level. 55 goals in his prolific high school career at St. Benedict's, but that's just the start of it. He goes to Monmouth University. His sophomore year, he was the best player in the MAC. He scored 7 goals in 7 straight games that season. He was the main reason why the Monmouth Hawks soared to the MAC championship. Played his junior year, had another stellar campaign, then he went to NYCFC2, played 2 seasons of soccer with them out in New York. And he moved to the Dominican Republic, played professionally there for a season. Now back here with Motown. And goals like that will get him right back in the professional game, no doubt. He's got all the talent. Proving it early on. It's 1-0 Motown. If you're just joining us, I'm Chris Daly. You're watching on New Logical Sports. My producer today, Pat Murphy. We give a special shout out to FC Motown, as always, for being fantastic hosts to us here at New Logical Sports as the ball is played in behind for Gomez. Running onto it, unable to really make anything of it. Just some tidy football from FC Motown. This team moving and grooving. Wide open in the center of the park is Ethan Hagen. Hagen feeds it out wide. Hagen, the Stevens midfielder in his second season with the club. Motown, 7 times they have participated in the U.S. Open Cup. For a club here at the pre-professional level, that number is simply absurd. They play in USL League 2 as well, where last year they had their best ever campaign. Went really far before eventually falling to Vermont Green. Here in the NPSL, they've had tons of success, as previously noted. National champs in 2022. 2024, they fell short too. Well, we talk about the U.S. Open Cup. How about this one? If you watch U.S. soccer, you should know this. El Farolito, the Burrito Boys. Perez with a real nice ball in behind. It's a little too much mustard on it. There's Bo Shirk. Boss in the midfield. Quick 1-2 touch football from him. Offsides. That's Brett Moyer attempting to go in behind for Hershey. Brett Moyer plays his college ball at Washington and Jefferson. You see a few Washington and Jefferson players on the pitch today for Hershey. They're longtime members of the NPSL. 2-1 all-time against FC Motown. Oh, some really great moves down on the left wing here for the Celtics. Drago cleaning things up for Motown. Abdul wins the first ball out of the air. Motown dominating possession, and that's got to be a big reason why. The interplay between these Motown players has been fantastic tonight. Shot, no. A little fake. That is brilliant. Oh, and it hits the inside of the post. Heartbreak for Motown as they look for the second goal of the day, but you got to feel it's coming. This team is humming to start the 2026 season. Ball placed into the box. Quickly batted away. A bit of pinball, and it looks like I also saw an eyeball get poked as well. Yellow card awarded. The first of the day goes to Carter Ramberger from Hershey. Ramberger plays his college ball at Eastern University, PSAC school. He's from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. His yellow card sets up a free kick for Julian Gomez, the goal scorer who made this game 1-0 in the 5th minute. Talked about his professional pedigree. And here he is. Gomez skies it. You can hear Torrey Weaver, the head coach for FC Motown, in his iconic hat on the sideline saying, "Stay hungry." And I'll tell you what, playing Hershey, I would stay hungry as well. Ramberger cleans things up in the back, and here's Hershey on the attack. We haven't seen this a whole lot today. Getting the ball is Garrett Corson. Corson working on Cole Dushank. Referee says, nope, it went out of play. Throw in for the Celtics. Motown finding success, and that's something that they've done today really well, is winning those second balls. They lose it real quickly, they win it right back. And that ability to get the ball back as soon as they lose it is really second to none across the nation. This team is relentless defensively. Here's a real nice nutmeg from João Silva, the Michigan man. Somebody they said could maybe be playing USL 2 as well, but he's got a big internship. He's a smart fella. He's at the Ross School of Business for Michigan. And he's all business on the pitch. Look at that. A little bit of flair, too. Ball placed into the back post. No one home. It was Melvin Pierre-Louis eyeing it up for Motown. Goes out for a throw-in. Buzzing. FC Motown. Finding all sorts of passing angles, and when they can't, João Silva is able to do something like that. He grew up playing in Brazil. He moved to the States at 15 years old, played for the Atlanta United Academy. Went to Marietta, Georgia. And as mentioned, he's working in the city, so FC Motown were the lucky club to acquire his services for the summer. Here is the corner, finds the head of Abdul. Trickles out. Another good opportunity early on for FC Motown. That might be number 5. Only one has found its way home into the back of the net. That was courtesy of Julian Gomez. And here's Garrett Corson. Hershey's time to possess, rather. Low-driven ball. Trickles its way to Brett Moyer before finding Josh Schaefer, the goalie for FC Motown, dressed in his all-red kit. Little Travella forward. That was from Ethan Hagen. Gives it back to Julian Gomez. Gomez lefty ball into the box, almost there. Luca Campbell, so close The second goal of the day for Motown. That was probably their most definitive chance of the day. In on net, Campbell. It's a real hard skill to redirect the ball. Fourth all-time meeting as well between these two sides. You go back to the early days of the Keystone Conference, 2019, 21, and 22. It was one unified conference, and it split up into East and West. Motown going to the East. Hershey playing their ball out in the Keystone West Conference, and this is the first time since that 2020 again. After recently, you look to FC Monmouth, PA Classics, even a Philly Union developmental squad. Schaefer gets on it. But it's an exciting time. I think that is the thing. I mean, there's teams joining across the nation right now. NPSL has clubs. And then also, during the Keystone, it's always exciting to play teams you haven't seen in a while, especially this matchup right here, a highlight. Man playing that right back position today. Dinks the ball into the forward line. Motown loses it. Ramberger wins it. He feeds it out wide. Dushang with a nice stick tackle. One-on-one. You can't get by Dushang. Motown once again just moving this ball with such speed on the ground. Quick football. It's a joy to watch. Here the players shouting, tempo, tempo. Keep this high tempo of soccer going along. Moving it from the near side to the far side of the pitch with ease and speed. Real impressive. FC Motown were 6-2-2. Happy. Demand excellence, and they were far from excellent last season. This is a year to get back on track. They got the ball played to Jal. Gives it up to Gomez. Excellent from FC Motown. 20 minutes. Most prolific goal scorers in the history of Monmouth University. A professional with New York City FC too. He also went to Denmark, forgot to mention that. The Dominican Republic, of course. And now he's ripping it up here with Motown. What a dream start for him. He is on pace to now score 8 goals in this game, if you can't do the math there. Maybe even 9. Goal every 10 minutes. Could be an Erling Haaland-esque performance. How about Ethan Hagen starting to play up for Motown? He's one of the younger guys on this team, still playing college ball. Not too far from here at Stevens. Really impressed with what I saw out of him. Ball won by Connor Luther. Hershey have had a bit of momentum out on that left side of the pitch. Whenever they attack, they're attacking the far side of the field. Haven't really seen them here on the near side, bottom of the screen. If you didn't hear, there's a reason why this screen looks extra crisp today. It's a 4K broadcast, the first of its kind at this level. You really don't see this across the nation. New Logical Sports doing things that really have not been done. You look back to last year, the 3-angle broadcast right here at Drew University. Halftime interviews, post-game interviews, you name it, New Logical has it. So that was a pretty natural ad read right there, right? We'll take it. 21 minutes through, 2-0 in favor of Motown. Motown working the ball nicely out on the far side of the pitch. Could it be a hat trick for Gomez? No, slips through, shot blocked. It'll be a corner kick for Motown. It's Andreas Lazo, number 11, with the shot there for the Celtics. Here is the corner, placed into the far post. Powerful header from Abdul. Running onto it. Perhaps a little too much power as that one soars over the bar. A lovely chance for Motown. Abdul's sense of awareness is really impressive. Look at him right now on the ball. Able to keep it. That's the physical aspect of his game. Maybe it's the announcer's jinx as well, but he's really the engine of this Motown midfield. There we go. Wins it back in the middle of the park. Melvin Pierre-Louis. He has never been in a 1v1. He's lost. Links up with Julian Gomez. Oh, he had Gomez again. Perhaps a little frustrated he didn't receive that ball. He held his run, created the space for himself. Melvin couldn't find him. Nevertheless, a good opportunity once more for Motown. Here's Perez. Miscue. Bo Shirk's got the ball. Finds his right-hand man, Garrett Corson, who does well to beat a man. Eventually lose it. Advantage, says the referee. Motown will play on. Lazo, Campbell. Oh, working with the ball. Shal Silva gets involved. Offside. Andreas Lazo was there. Ball from Ethan Hagen. Was wondering why Lazo wasn't running onto it. It's not like him. He's a pretty tenacious player. Oh, he knew. Abdul wins the ball in the air. Receives with plenty of space. Hershey need to close down these Motown midfielders a bit sooner. The credit belongs to Motown, though, for moving off the ball. Gomez goes down. Dancing on the ball is Motown. Here's Silva in behind. It's the third goal of the day. Belongs to João Silva. The Brazilian finds the back of the net. It's well-deserved. He has been firing on all cylinders in this one. And 27 minutes through, this game is now 3-0 in favor of the home side. The fans clapping here at Ranger Stadium. Always love going to this campus, Drew University. Very green, I think. I'm a sucker for some trees. This pitch, under the floodlights, always makes for a good atmosphere. Remember going here back in 2018, Bradley Wright Phillips and Tyler Adams attended the national championship game between Motown in their first season in the NPSL against Miami FC, who are now playing in the USL Championship. Prior to that, we're at the NASL. They're building their own 15,000-seat stadium. That was a real fun game to watch back when Dilly Duca was playing for FC Motown. Ball top of the box for Joe Picone. And Hershey, who haven't had much going for them in the attacking third. Perhaps had a little hope there, but unable to connect their passes. They need to make the most of these opportunities because they're going to be limited against a Motown side that is so defensively sharp. You look to Nick Collins, their center back. He is a stud at Rutgers, was drafted 85th overall to Minnesota United in the recent MLS Super Draft. The guy is just physically imposing. Zachary Perez, one of the longest-serving players, perhaps in the entirety of the National Premier Soccer League. It's top to bottom. So much experience on this team. Lazo to Gomez. And here's João Silva. Collins. Now to Dushank. Melvin Pierre-Louis out wide. Perez feeds it into the midfield. Back out wide. Ball retention for FC Motown. Name of the game. Let's see how I can win it back. Drop back into shape. We're playing a back three with two attacking wing backs, perhaps Melvin Pierre-Louis a bit more of a natural-born winger, as is Lazo here on the near side. And Motown just cut passing angles from Hershey. They're unable to find anybody. Eventually just pass it out of bounds. It's something they do well. They lose the ball. They defend with shape and intentionality. Dushang miscues. Half an hour through, 3-0. Motown in the lead thanks to a brace from Julian Gomez and João Silva who put the third goal of the day on the board. Foul called middle of the park. Bit of roughhousing. Referee says none of that around here. This is a clean game of football. Beautiful ball placed to the penalty spot. Here's a chance for Hershey. Bouncing around. Shot nearly there. And Zachary Perez finally cleans things up after Garrett Corson had a chance in on net. Well done from Connor Luther on Hershey. And that is Motown ball. Goering unable to really just bring it down. Perez. With a bit of a tennis yell after that pass. He would like to have it back. Was looking for Silva, who you got to imagine if gets that ball, creates a real dangerous opportunity. And we must also note 3-0, of course. Motown would like to score as many goals as possible. You look around the Keystone Conference, especially to the Jackson Lions and Westchester and the New Jersey Uniteds of the world, a team that topped the Keystone East a season ago. In the regular season, that is. Jackson Lions won in the playoffs against New Jersey United. But goal differential plays a crucial factor, especially when it comes to playoffs. Lazo with an absolute ping to Melvin Pierre-Louis, who brings it down with just this calmness. He's working in the corner. A little bit of pushing going on. I believe that's Ethan Hagen. Yes, it is, who will be called. Hershey were 5-2-3 in 2023, so they're hoping to replicate that form in this remodeled Keystone Conference. And we've talked a whole lot about the success of FC Motown this year, or rather in their history. Speaks for itself. João Silva, that is disgusting. A couple of juggles in the middle of the park. What's the meme, the joke? Tell me you're from Brazil without actually telling me you're from Brazil. You're just doing a quick 3 juggles in the middle of a high-level soccer game. Motown founded in 2012. Really an American dream type of story. Dan Carozin, the owner, a Notre Dame man, go Irish. Founded this club, put them in the Garden State Soccer League. They quickly became one of the best teams in the GSSL, and total history for the GSSL, which of course is a long-standing league. They were a dynasty in the 2010s, eventually come to the NPSL in 2018, and since then they've risen the ranks, have so much silverware. If you go to both this conference, as the ball is played in behind for Gomez, looking for a hat trick. He's offsides. He would not have gotten it anyways. It was saved. Fantastic chance for Motown. Need to watch their lines. Motown won the New Jersey Soccer Association Open Cup 3 times in a row from 2020 to 2022. Also really battled hard a year ago against Westchester Soccer Club in USL League One. A really impressive game. They played against likes of the Ecuadorian national team in a friendly, one of the more random games I've ever seen, and I've seen my fair few of them. Hershey inside the box. It's Zachariah on the ball. Really beautiful ball placed in behind. It was Bo Shirk with the delivery. Hands up for Ramberger. Goes to the back post, headed away. Hershey still working in a dangerous area of the pitch. Out wide with so much time is Goering. I think he was the intended target, unable to receive it. And they're going to call a foul on Connor Luther. A little too physical there with Julian Gomez. Gomez. Hagen. Ball on the ground for João Silva. Silva feeds it to Dushink. Pierre Lewis, an insightful ball in! Nearly a fourth for FC Motown. Lazo was there. How about that delivery, too, for Melvin Pierre Lewis? He's a guy more known for his tricks, his flair, his skill, whatever you want to call it. Played a little bit for the Richmond Kickers professionally in USL League One. 70,000 followers on Instagram. Essentially what he does is just juggle, but he juggles better than anybody you see when scrolling Instagram Reels for an hour before you go to sleep. Guy is a technician on the ball. That is Melvin Pierre Lewis, the right winger for Motown. Also a Lansdowne guy. I do have that noted. Played with Lansdowne for a tad bit in Open Cup qualifiers there. 2022, that is, thanks to my producer, Pat Murphy, for the tidbit of info. Here is Zachariah. Ball bounces. Unlike either side, not to get anything of the first chance there. Hershey worked it around. You got to say, Hershey haven't quit in this game. They put the ball into the box. Good chance here. Bo Shirk thinks about a shot. Perez blocks it. Nicely done. Gurunk. A few delightful dribbles. He receives it again. That is football from Hershey. Moving and grooving. The cross, not on target, but a few nice passes in a dangerous area of the pitch. They need more of that, especially in the second 45. As we are now 41 minutes through here This opening NPSL Keystone Conference game at Drew University right here on New Logical Sports. Pierre Lewis has plenty of time out on the right wing. That ball was just zipped, and it zipped right by him even. Sometimes it's hard to judge when you're out there how fast the ball will play on turf. A really nice turn from Luca Campbell in the midfield. Hagen, Campbell, now to Collins. Collins! Oh my goodness, he thought he was Vincent Kompany for a second. Nick Collins from way downtown. That would have been something. I had flashbacks to when Man City won the Premier League, many, many moons ago. There is a lot of Man City winning the Premier Leagues, but that was the start, I feel like, of the Pep Guardiola dynasty in recent years. Broke my heart as a Liverpool supporter, I'll tell you that much. Maybe not. I'm just thinking of the Kompany goal. Whatever that was, I'll have to look it up. I'll get back to you guys in the second half. When was the Kompany goal? I remember Aguero told him not to shoot, and he shot anyways, and he pretty much won the Prem for Man City with that goal. Here's Lazo. Back to New Jersey. He shoots. That is brilliant. How do you stop that? 4-0 now. FC Motown. With a commanding performance here in the first 45. Andres Lazo, take a bow. Lazo, a rising senior at New Haven, played his first 2 years with NJIT. Has experience playing summer ball with FC Monmouth as well. 2 goals, 3 assists last year for them. He gets on the board now for Motown in his first game with the Celtics. And yeah, that is a good point. We got some great fans here at Drew University. And after every goal, there's one guy who yells goal. A prolonged goal, of course. But you know what? I hear him every year. Motown scores a lot of goals. I think he's built up the immunity for it now. There's also another fan wearing a Blue Claws hat, Jersey Shore Blue Claws hat. A Motown t-shirt, I believe, and a Cosmic Baseball jersey over it. As a minor league baseball and soccer fan, that is just everything. Here's Collins. This time he opts to pass, and he does so to Hagen. Gomez looking for the hat trick. Poked away by Hershey. Not fully, though. Abdul to Hagen. Some shots to calls to shoot it, rather. Oh, Pierre Lewis got there? No. Ref blows his whistle. First 45 done. 1, 2, 3, 4 goals for FC Motown in the first 45. You're listening live on New Logical Sports. I'm Chris Daly. We'll have more in the second half.
Mike Bello gets the world.
Mike Bello.
Hits the Bishop's in behind. Can he take his opportunity? Hits the Bishop and finds the goal. That's potentially sent Lansdowne to the Manning Cup final.
Rosero crosses it. Rosero.
Well, hello, friends, and welcome back to Drew University here at Rangers Stadium, where FC Motown's taking on Hershey Soccer Club in their first game of this 2026 National Premier Soccer League season. Motown out to a 4-0 lead after 45 minutes to play. Can they make it 5 early on here in the second? No, they cannot. 2 goals from Julian Gomez set the tone for what proved to be a really dominant half. João Silva added to the tally. He got the third of the day for Motown. Andres Lazo to end the first half had an absolute stunner. Make it 4-0 in favor of the home side. FC Motown wearing these crisp blue jerseys with the white shorts, white socks. You see Hershey here in their orange with the dark blues for shorts and socks. You're watching live on New Logical Sports. I'm Chris Daly, producer today, Pat Murphy. And we want to give a big shout out as well to 1776 Spirits, official sponsor of FC Motown. You see them on the front of the kit. 250th anniversary for the United States of America, so quite fitting. Motown's got 1776 on the front of their kits. But hey, you can watch all World Cup action this summer at 1776. Make sure to follow along for more updates there as well on the FC Motown socials. I'll give you some great watch parties. It'll be a good time. I'm sorry. And the 4K setup is now mastered. This is kind of a test run today almost. And yeah, we apologize if anybody experienced any difficulties watching the stream, but second half should be good to go. I got to give a big shout out to Pat Murphy. This guy is the king of troubleshooting and strikes again here. This is the highest quality broadcast you'll see at this level. Here is Ethan Hagen, who had a brilliant first half of play. Feeds it out wide. Some Motown players making some movement on the bench, just getting loose. Hershey with only 5 subs today. Luca Campbell aiming for the link-up play with Hagen, unable to find him. A bit too much on the ball in a dangerous area of the pitch for Connor Ramberger. Now Andres Lazo has the ball out wide for Motown. He slices it into the box back post. Melvin Pierre-Louis is there. He feeds it back in. No one home for Motown, eventually cleared away by Joe Picone. Sigh of relief for Hershey as Motown hunted like a pack of wolves for their 5th goal of the night. Melvin Pierre-Louis to Dushank. Dushank can't find feet. Hershey's turn to counter. Unable to get numbers forward in time. Bo Shirk, who had a really nice first half for Hershey. He's wearing the captain's armband, number 11 for the away side. Loses the ball, and that's a foul. Perez goes down. The longest tenured player on the pitch. 6th season now with FC Motown. Sets up a set-piece opportunity. In an area of the pitch that is very favorable to FC Motown. I'll see what they can do with it as João Silva stands over the ball. The Brazilian played for Corinthians U11s to U15s and went to Atlanta United. Now at Michigan. Puts the ball into the box. He's going for net. Punched away. Well, that would have been something. Headed back. Here's Pierre-Louis. That's a real tough skill just to volley it on his back foot. Sort of just scuffs the ball. Game remains 4-0. 50 minutes gone now. 40 to play under the floodlights here at Ranger Stadium. Hershey, the ball on the ground. Move into middle third of the pitch. Haven't seen them have a whole lot of success finding feet, connecting passes today. It was a positive sign compared to what we saw in the first half. This is a Hershey team that hasn't won a game in the NPSL now, running on more than 2 seasons since their last win. Had 2 draws in 2024. They were pointless in 2025. Meanwhile, they're going up against the 2022 national champions, 24 runner-ups in FC Motown. Here's Abdul from way downtown. That strike, nowhere near. Good idea is the verdict from head coach Torre Weaver for FC Motown. One of the most recognizable figures here in the NPSL. He is known for that iconic hat he wears as he tends the dugout. Over 17 years of coaching experience, has been at the club for a while as an assistant, but hasn't been the head coach for all too long. It was Dilly Duca serving in the role before him, as Motown makes some substitutions. Checking out of the game is Pierre Lewis, as well as Luca Campbell. We'll see the type of impact these substitutes have now on the game. Some fresh legs, much needed energy, as Motown looks to keep on scoring goals. I mentioned this in the first half. Goal differential plays a huge factor, especially later in the season. Tons of top teams in this Keystone Conference. You look to Jackson Lions and NJ United, as well as Westchester, a team Motown hasn't seen a whole lot. Beautiful dummy in the middle of the park. Lazo working. Left side of the 18. Goes to the end line, slides it in. Bounced away, comes to Ethan Hagen. Hagen's going to have a shot, and it's in the back of the net. An instant impact. What is called offsides? It was Kian Alberto who came into the game and nearly scored a minute later. A really dynamic player. High praise from owner Dan Carozin before the game regarding Alberto. He comes from Sporting Kansas City's second team in MLS Next Pro, so professional experience for him. And he's called a true box-to-box midfielder. He's wearing number 10 for good reason. Luke Ayaz, Fairleigh Dickinson man, wearing number 8, also checking into the game, taking over for Melvin Pierre Lewis out on the right. Right on cue, Ayaz gets the ball. Oh, that is a brilliant through ball. Narrowly finds Gomez, who is still chasing that hat trick. What a start to the season that would be for him. A brace isn't all that bad either, though. That's a really nice slide tackle from Tyson Snyder. Kick starts to counter from Hershey. It's 2 against 5, though. Orange jerseys unable to get up the pitch in time. Dushing with a nice block. Still working with the ball is Corson. Dushing wins it, and now it's Motown's turn to possess. And that they can do with ease and confidence. They have retained the ball for probably 80% of the game tonight. Now, we don't have that stat at this level, I'll tell you, but Motown have just Been so imposing in this one tonight. Their home opener, showing why they're one of the top teams in the nation year in and year out. Kian Alberto out on the right wing, the ex-pro, looking for someone in the box. And you can see why he's an ex-pro. Look at that flair and the skill he's showing off. Gets on the ball. He is so sharp. Dinks it to Ayaz. Ayaz to Gomez, who slides. Just misses the ball. Just misses the hat trick. And 56 minutes gone. It's still 4-0 here at Ranger Stadium. Gomez to Perez. Perez swallowed up there by Hershey. Their goalkeeper, Nicholas Garcia. I've only seen Hershey in their attacking third one time through the first 11 minutes of this second half. They need to perhaps play a bit more direct, just try to get in behind, be physical up top. But again, it's tough. They're a much younger team than FC Motown. And that is beautiful from Alberto. Silky smooth. Nicely done from the Hershey defense just to poke it out of bounds and stall the attack for FC Motown. Alberto stuffed. Wins it right back. Ayaz, excuse me. Now it's Alberto on the ball. Feeds it to Perez with some pizzazz out on the left. Kian Alberto, a 26-year-old now. He's also an assistant at Del Barton. He played for Sporting Kansas City, too, back in 2022 as Gomez heads it. Worked for J.P. Morgan in North Carolina after his days as pro soccer player came to an end. Colgate man. Really smart guy. Went to Del Barton, of course, for high school. Also a business owner. Just a really multifaceted, talented individual, as this ball is danked with just a bit too much pace behind it. Motown win it right back. João Silva looking for a nifty little outside of the boot touch in behind. Instead, settles for a corner as Hershey defends well and just knocks it out of bounds. Silva will remain on the ball. He'll take the corner. Moments like this, you look to Nick Collins, the big, bad center back. Wearing number 7 in blue, that is. Dusheng as well, one of the taller guys. Abdul got on the ball earlier. He is just really active in these situations. An aerial beast. Ball to the box. Collins almost there. Back post. Alberto boots it back. Comes to Silva out on the left wing. Silva chips it in. Oh my goodness! What an attempt from Julian Gomez. The bicycle kick attempt, essentially. It might have been Luke Ayaz getting involved there as well. One of the two, regardless. Spectacular. Offsides, though, so no matter what would have happened, would not have been a goal. Duchesne, Collins. Oh my goodness, that is sublime from Nick Collins. Out wide to Lazo. Lazo one-on-one. Feeds it to Jal Silva. Top of the box. Silva puts it back post. Nearly finds Luke Ayaz. Motown threatening, but still, this game is 4-0. A goalkeeper change now for Hershey. Hershey, Pennsylvania, home to a man many call the best U.S. soccer player of all time. I'll give you 10 seconds to think about it. All right, I lied. I'll give you just about 5. Christian Pulisic, hometown of Hershey, Pennsylvania, widely documented. His father, Mark, played in the Arena Soccer League. He's a really talented player, as was his mother. Moved to Germany, aged 14, to go to Borussia Dortmund. But just a kid from Hershey. He will now be leading the U.S. at the World Cup this summer. If you go to U.S. Soccer Twitter, you might see differing opinions regarding that fact, but I'll tell you, Pulisic will be starting. There's no doubt about it. Oh my goodness, what a strike from Lazo. Hits a Hershey defender. Yeah, that is right. Pennsylvania Classics is his old club. He started his career there. I believe they were in the NPSL. Maybe, I believe they're one of the 2 teams to have left the Keystone West Conference. I'd have to double check that as Duchesne receives the ball. I believe it was them and Philly Union Developmental Squad. One of the more interesting away days I've been on is the Philly Union Developmental Squad out in King of Prussia, King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. Yeah, it was really cool to see kind of the setup they have, the apartments they have for all the youth prospects, such as Kevin Sullivan. I don't think he was on the developmental squad, but he could have been. I mean, he lived in the facility in which they played at, which is pretty cool. 63 minutes gone, 64 rather, 4-0. FC Motown. I love talking about their success because it's kind of the dream here in American soccer. You start a team, a grassroots team, and it grows into what it has become today. Ball placed in behind for Gomez. He's been running for over an hour. He's still sprinting. You got to respect the effort there. In 2024, when they went to the national championship game, get this, FC Motown that season, 8 wins, 2 draws in the regular season as the ball is played to Alberto. Alberto with his right foot, now his left foot. Analyzes, scans, waits for some players to move forward. In that 2024 season, though, when Joseph Holland was banging in goals for them, they only allowed 4 goals that entire regular season. 4 goals. That is unheard of. That was 2 years ago. You go to 2022, they beat Crossfire Redmond 4-3 to win the championship game. Handy Kobe Rodriguez scored a brace in that game. His uncle, is a former manager for the Haitian national team. Just more unique lower league soccer lore for you there as Duchesne feeds the ball in behind. That's nearly brilliant from Luke Ayaz. Duchesne. His cross poked away by Tyson Snyder, and that is correct. Violet and Motown had that unique partnership. Mo Germain, who is one of the main goal scorers for FC Motown, especially in the past 2 years, is one of those many players who played in the CONCACAF Champions League for Violet out in Austin when there was a couple of visa issues and they needed players in a pinch. Germain was a 2024 MVP in the Keystone East Conference. Has scored just an absurd amount of goals as the ball is placed in on the corner. Duchesne's header goes the wrong way. Motown reset. Ken Alberto standing on the ball saying, come on, guys. Let's just take our time here, slow things down. But watch his movement off the ball. I mean, this guy is so fast. Sees the game at a whole different level. You can see why he's such a highly coveted player at this level. Motown, especially their NPSL side, just some of the most elite players you'll see here in the New Jersey, New York region. And then their USL 2 side, forget about it. I mean, so many great players on that team as well. Almost and Patrick from Gomez. He goes down. Hopefully he's okay. He's holding his ankle a little bit. Think he'll be fine. He gets up, perhaps just frustrated. He couldn't make it a third. So 4-0, 67. Yeah, are you doing the things with your hands right now? Minutes through here at Drew University, and I kind of had to, unfortunately. That's just the meme. Luckily, I think that meme has died down. Oh, he's frustrated me as Luke Ayaz receives it. Wins the ball back for Motown. Here's Alberto. So dangerous. Look at that. With the left foot, just dinks it in. And he nearly finds an end result. As Lazo was there. I think the best or most fun player, maybe not the best, because there's just so many elite players. How can you choose one? I've seen in a Motown uniform. Daniel Idicheria played for the USL 2 side last summer. He's also played with the NPSL side during that 2024 championship appearance run. Because he is ambidextrous. Like, genuinely can use his right and left to the same talent. He's so good with them both. He was a star at Princeton University. As the shot from Hershey, the first of the second half for them, is nowhere near. Nick Collins, the center back, closest to the ball right now in blue. He started for Motown in that NPSL championship game 2 years ago. He's been a stalwart defensively. He's one of those mainstays within this team. Again, you're watching the best broadcast here on New Logical Sports. Best broadcast at this level, I'd argue. Best broadcast at any level here in American soccer, according to the level of league. And 4th division game here, NPSL. Unofficially the 4th division, but it's 4th division to me, darn it. Ball played in behind Gomez. Almost hat-trick. U.S. soccer and the pyramid is a funky, weird thing that I like to just not even try to have others understand if they don't understand it already. But if it's a mess, it's my mess. I love it. U.S. Soccer, the best. It's fun. I love watching teams like FC Motown play in the U.S. Open Cup and have these games against professional sides. It gives a lot of opportunities as well for these players who are maybe in and out of the professional game to get back in to the USL, to play their way in through the U.S. Open Cup, impress, get that on their highlight reels, get it on their tape. So Alberto trips down on the left side. Motown still working with the ball. They got it far side of the pitch to the feet of Alberto. This is dangerous. Oh my goodness, he feeds Gomez, who attempts the bicycle kick. And Alberto shoots once more. It's blocked. Got to give credit to Hershey. They've defended in a low block here in the second half. Every player nearly dropped behind the ball right now. They're just trying to keep this at a 4-0 game, and you got to respect it. If they can get a break, they'll do it. But truth be told, they're just kind of digging their toes into the turf. I don't know if that's the expression, but the point is made. They're defending. A back 7 right now, maybe, for them. See if Motown can break through it. Here's the shot from Lazo. Once more deflected. And eventually just kicked into the air. This game is getting gritty. It's getting physical real fast. Motown struggled to break down this Hershey defense here in this second phase of play. Keep moving it quick, says Nick Collins to center back. Luke Ayaz puts a cross in. Absolutely no one there. Goes into no man's land, trickles out of bounds. There will be some substitutions for both sides as well. And this is a good time to thank one of FC Motown's great partners, Formaggio's Pizzeria. Right here in the heart of Madison, New Jersey, the official pizzeria of FC Motown. Make sure to stop by and check out Formaggio's. Motown working. Whistle blown by the referee, and Hershey all of a sudden have what feels like their first free kick of the second half. 74 minutes now gone by in this one. Still 4-0 in favor of the home side, FC Monmouth. And Hershey will look to build from the back. They haven't had a whole lot of success at this today. You got to imagine. They go direct soon. They try something new. It's tough going up against a team that presses as relentlessly as FC Motown. And of course, in classic Celtics fashion, they win the ball back so quickly. And now it's their turn to possess. Some nice interplay between these midfielders out on the far side of the pitch. A nice turn from João Silva. The Brazilian flair. And a throw-in for Hershey. Hershey beat FC Motown 2-1 in these teams' first ever game. That was way back in 2019. I don't know why I'm acting like 2019 was so long ago. But then I think 7 years, I guess that's a decent amount of time. Feels like just yesterday, but and again, pre-COVID also feels like forever ago. So I don't know what to even think of 2019, how to conceptualize it. As Alberto is dancing in between a few defenders, Alberto goes down. A free kick in a real dangerous area for FC Motown now, looking for their first goal of the second half, their 5th of the night. And it was Alberto who was at the heart of it all, the former Sporting Kansas City man. Dazzling under the floodlights at Drew University. Alberto standing over the ball, as is Jal Silva. The wall from Hershey. It'll be Alberto to take it. He tries to go low. And the Great Wall of Hershey able to intervene and get in the way. Perhaps once more to this Hershey defense. They've been brilliant here at the second 45. The Great Wall of Hershey. That sounds like something they would make at Hershey Park. Maybe a ride or some sort of chocolate contraption. I don't even know. A big wall you could eat. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I'm a big Hershey guy. Hershey Park's a good time. Been there once with the family, although those rides are serious, and I'm a bit of a baby when it comes to those serious rides. Motown looking to reset. Cole Duchesne, that's a great first touch. He pretends like he's going to open up, and then he goes inside. Leaves Carter Ramberger a bit confused. Gives Duchesne those extra 2 seconds to make a pass. And he's able to convert. Find a man. Find the open player and just keep playing here. Play fast. Play smart. It's the name of the game for Motown. Back 3. While in possession for Hershey, although their possession is short-lived. Around the National Premier Soccer League in the Keystone Conference today, the Jackson Lions with a convincing 4-1 victory over New Jersey United. A bit of a shock. New Jersey United topped the Keystone East Conference last season. However, Jackson got the better of them in New Brunswick at Memorial Stadium in the Keystone East Conference Championship game. I had the pleasure to be on the call for that one. And it was all Jackson Lions. They were never losing that game. Mike Durazzo, their owner, putting a lot of work to get them in that position. And you got to feel it's Motown versus Lions forming to be the greatest rivalry in all of lower league soccer. Two teams who have so many resources. Ball placed in behind. Gomez. Offsides. You know, I've tried to get that going, but at the time, FC Monmouth, back in the day, the thought is FC Monmouth versus FC Motown back when Monmouth was at the NPSL. The issue is, or not the issue, Monmouth has progressively gotten better. And at the time, Motown was winning or going to national championships. That's a rivalry right there. That was a real one. That was a derby game. Yeah. As Alberto sizzles a ball through, in behind is Gomez. It was Jal Silva, the initial receiver. Joe Picone for Hershey. Can't find feet. Said it before, I'll say it again before it gets too late and I can't say anything in the span of the next 10 minutes. But Hershey's defense, so impressive in this second half. I mean, this FC Motown attacking unit is lethal. Professional talents, top-level college talents. This is a Hershey team consisting mainly of D2, D3 guys currently. And they've really sunk back. They found a good shape, parked the bus a little bit. I've just been holding out, staying alive. The BGs would be proud. Working with pace out wide. That is brilliant. Sports Center Top 10, are you watching? In 4K too. Perhaps the goal of the season in the first game of the season. Number 5 now for FC Motown. Wow. Luke Ayaz with a thunderbolt. Motown 5, Hershey 0. Luke Ayaz with one of the sweetest goals you will see this season. Footballing brilliance. Matty Escobar, the William Patterson man, receives the ball. He gives it to Abdul. And Motown will now try to add a 6th. Dushink to Escobar. Escobar whips it in. Right outside the top of the box. Oh, another thunderbolt. This one doesn't find the back of the net. João Silva got his laces through that one. Here's a corner for Motown. Corner taken slowly. Yeah, you've heard corner taken quickly. You've never taken corner taken slowly. And now it's put into the box. That is a high kick and a half. Dangerous place to put your boot if you're Julian Gomez, the former New York City FC2 man. Played in Denmark in the lower divisions there. Also spent some time in the Dominican. Recently married as well, so congrats to Julian Gomez. That is true. That's pretty awesome. I don't know who's yelling, "What are you doing? Let's just play." But whoever it is, making their voice heard as Dushink puts the ball into the box, a delayed run. Finds a Yaz. He almost gets his brace. He's having fun with it now. 85 minutes through. You're watching on New Logical Sports, the first ever 4K broadcast here at this level. Someone probably has done it, but we're going to pretend they haven't. I think that's the idea. They didn't copyright it. And I'm sending it in tomorrow. Here's Alberto. Hello. Get Alberto. Have yourself a strike. Abdul has been an engine at that number 6 position for FC Motown. He's the guy who makes everything tick, connecting the defense to the offense. A smooth operator in the midfield. I don't know if you guys are watching the new Michael Jackson movie or if I'm the only one that's been tapped into that. Here's Alberto connecting in the midfield right at the Drury University logo. That guy is just so fast on the ball. It's really a joy to watch him play. It feels like he's playing a different game than everybody else. He's a thrilling player to watch. As that one soars over the bar. Ball comes into the stands. Whoa. Oh my goodness. The fan threw the ball to the ball boy. The ball boy wasn't paying attention. Almost hits his head. 13 PSI inflated ball. That would hurt. Slip ball through from João Silva is intercepted by Hershey. Here they are on the attack now. It's Abdul lifting the ball to the near side of the pitch, running onto it. It is Matty Escobar. Now forced to defend. Oh boy, a good piece of offense from Tyson Snyder. Hershey showing some life. Snyder, the Energizer Bunny. Ball slipped in to the 18. No one there for Hershey. Second ball. Won by Hershey. Vasilev. Motown have had their chances in the second half. They've been in the attacking third plenty. They just have not been able to really put the ball in the back of the net. Only one time it was a stunning goal, courtesy of Luke Ayaz. Cole Dushank, give and go. Hagen gets on the ball. Nice grass cutter to Collins. Julian Gomez turns. Less than a minute to go. Don't imagine there's too much added time. If this first half was any indicator, this ref blew his whistle right away. Nice half turn in the midfield. Matty Escobar to Gomez. Nearly a buzzer beater hat trick for Julian Gomez as the clock hits 90. Motown still playing. Ref has yet to check his watch. Here's a shot from another area code. And there we go. There's the final whistle. 5 goals for FC Motown. The first 2 from Julian Gomez, the third from João Silva, the fourth from Andres Lazo. All of those came in the first 45 minutes of play. And then in the second half, it was an absolute thunderbolt from Luke Ayaz to make this game 5-0. A statement victory in their first game back here in the NPSL. The 2022 national champions, the 2024 and 2018 runner-ups, FC Motown, with a 5-0 victory over Hershey Soccer Club. That moves them to first in the Keystone Conference table. And if history is any indicator, they'll probably stay there for quite some time. From Drew University and Ranger Stadium, and my producer, Pat Murphy, I'm Chris Daly, saying thanks so much for joining us for this 4K broadcast tonight, and have a great rest of your weekend.
Mike Bell against the world.
Mike Bell.
Into the Bishop's in behind. Can he take his opportunity? Into the Bishop and finds the goal. That's potentially sent Lansdowne to the Manning Cup final.
Rosero